I prayed that we did not lose him as his mother was right by my side. I realized that parenting never, ever really stops or goes away. Today in our country, in America, it has been said that America is undergoing a massive structural shift. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, approximately 18.2 million children, nearly 1 in 4, live without a biological step or adoptive father in the home. Despite the persistent cultural stereotype of the absent Black father, federal data from the CDC reveals that Black fathers, more times than not, are often at home, who live with their children, are actually more likely to eat meals, to bathe, dress, and read to their children daily than fathers of other racial demographics. I don't know how they stuck us with that, but they did. And we don't seem to be able to get it off of us. I'm reminded of a scripture I read one day in the 4th chapter of the gospel of the book of Malachi, the 6th verse. He will return the hearts of the parents to their children and the hearts of the children to their parents. I am not a man who does not respect women and the tremendous role they play in the house with the kids, with the man, with the dog, with the cat, with the kitten, with the goldfish. They're awesome. They're incredible. They're the premier breadwinners often in our homes. They're more likely to have multiple degrees or master's degrees than the men do in the hour we're living in now. It is narrow-minded to think that she cannot do it alone in providing the masculine atmosphere, the biological needs, and the spiritual guidance that Paul says, when I became a man, I put away childish things. But there are some things that are not about degrees, nor dollars, nor cents, nor change. It is the special elixir that a boy gets from his father that helps him to know who he is and what he can do and what he can be and what he can have and how he can grow. He gets that from his father. He gets that from having the praise of his father saying, "You did good, son." The father carries the child after the mother is finished carrying the child. Indirectly or directly, he ends up in the father's arms. And if you are a good father, and there are still some that are out there that are good fathers, a real father carries his children, whether boy or girl, in his walk, in his heart, and in his spirit, so long as he lives, supplementing what the mother has given out of her mind and even her body and soul. This is not just a check or an occasional visit to the bowling alley or something or some place. He gives wisdom, guidance, and male perspective and provides some capital coverage or capital courage or dreams of safety to his son. These are those fathers, imperfect though they were. There are no perfect children either, and yet together we rise. Often you grow into a role that you have not seen, but the children don't often understand that. Babies don't come with manuals or textbooks on how to raise them, how to respond to every situation, and that you're trying to manage raising a son while you're trying to hold a marriage together as she asks you for things that are not always in your purview nor demonstrated in your home, nor exhibited in your life, and yet they are expected of you. Often the woman grows up playing house and playing dress up and playing with Barbie and Ken and all of that, and you were playing with technology or games of war. When you said, I do, you did it, but you didn't know what it was until you were in it. Creating an open door of communication is critical. Oh, but my God, let me tell you right now, it is difficult. It is not just about what you say. It is about what you meant by what you said. So a full-fledged salute to all the fathers who stuck it out and hung on in there. To all the fathers who showed up. To all the fathers who protected and fought with all their heart and all their strength to make the life better for the boy and girl they raised than it was for them. To all the fathers who picked up extra jobs to help with tuition, to all the fathers who showed up at football games half asleep, yet cheering in the stands for a son, tired from work, weary from labor, worn from debate, tired of arguing, but he was still there. To all the fathers who ignored the voice that said, just walk away from all of it and don't be bothered anymore. Happy Father's Day. To all the fathers who fathered from a cell block and sent letters and cards and notes, just wanting their children to know that I might be confined, but I'm still caring. And that it is not weak and it is not wrong and it is not feminine to love your child. To all the fathers who showed their sons how to navigate a weight room, but were not afraid to grab a Kleenex and shed a tear. Happy Father's Day. To all the fathers who endured hardness as good soldiers, right in the eye view and the purview of their own sons and daughters, telling their daughters what to look for in a man, and telling their sons what to be in the man that a woman is looking for. I told my daughters, try not to pick any man that doesn't love you as much as I do, because I become the benchmark and the standard of what male love looks like. And I want you to understand it, and if it doesn't look like this, reject it. It can be more, but it cannot be less, because this is the real thing. Who will do anything and everything to make sure that they have something to eat and clothes to wear and that they are not laughed off the school bus. That's what it's all about. And I know sometimes we are not acknowledged and sometimes we don't get credit and sometimes the mothers don't either. And sometimes we have flaws and we have faults and we're not the heroes that you read about in books and saw in movies, but we were there. Had a crazy way of expressing it and sometimes got angry and sometimes got frustrated. But we were there. We salute you. We salute you for fixing cars in the backyard to get a few bucks to help us get ready to get a bow tie for graduation. We salute you for walking us down to the corner where the bullies were